to recognize in particular all of the women here tonight, because today marks the 100th anniversary of International Women's Day. Under our ministry, we have several responsibilities with a remit to oversee human affairs, human rights, Department of Financial Assistance, Child and Family Services, Psycho-Ed, which is a program that allows children with serious and chronic behavioral problems the ability to travel overseas for special institutionalized intervention. We have residential care here on the island with responsibility for the Oleander Cottage for boys and the Brangman Home for girls. The Mirrors program, which is very, very popular and successful, which is under the ministry headquarters. The after-school program at the island schools, community centers here in the east, central, and in the west, parish councils, community and cultural affairs, under which entertainment, Bermuda Day Parade, and the visual and literary arts is a responsibility of ours, and also youth and sports, servicing and assisting 35 national sports governing bodies. With that, we have been allocated for fiscal year 2011-2012 a net amount of $66,207,000, which is a reduction of $5,311,000 that equates to a 7% reduction overall. Our basic principle, I'm just going to go through a few areas that have been affected as a result of having now being challenged with doing more with less, in no particular order. Financial assistance, our basic principle and mantra is work fair, not welfare, and we're encouraging people to find work and to stay employed. We look to partner with the Department of Labor and Training under the remit of Minister Wilson to better assess able-bodied clients for skills development or retraining in order to enhance prospects for employment. We also seek to supplement the income of low-income workers rather than have them refuse work. We look to implement a residency criterion so that persons repatriating back to Bermuda, their island home, cannot immediately receive financial assistance upon clearing immigration and the following day going to apply for that consideration. We're looking to review the length of time that clients are on financial assistance and encourage them to actively seek employment so as to discourage the psyche, for lack of a better term, that seems now to be, I suppose, a norm with regard to some of the long-term clients that we have, that they are entitled for forever. So we're looking to change that psyche. Also, to reduce the income threshold for child daycare allowance so that those with a total income of up to and including $50,000 can qualify instead of up to $70,000 as is the present policy. We will also replace food, and I might add there that we're going to be grandfathering, so those that are currently in that bracket of up to $70,000 as of April 1st will not be included in that amendment that looks to tighten up a little bit. We believe that would be unfair, and so there will be a grace period of 3 months hence for those that may be already existing. Also, there's the attrition, where there is the movement of children who will now be going on to primary school proper. So for those that are existing, they need not worry when this becomes effective April 1st by way of a negative resolution and it being gazetted. All of those that will just be entering their kids into preschool will now have to meet a threshold of $50,000 or below. We will also replace food vouchers with non-cash grocery cards, and this is to hopefully increase the self-esteem and dignity of clients while grocery shopping. With the food voucher, it says right away that you are a financial assistance client, and sometimes that could be either embarrassing or dehumanizing, and we're looking to maintain self-esteem for those people who may, through no fault of their own, fall victim to circumstance of the economic climate through redundancy or whatever else has caused them to fall under hardship, hopefully more so in the short term than the long or medium term. We will also enable the homeless clients to eat hot meals during the day through this same card, so that there is some dignity as well attached, and there is also an ID because it will be a photo ID card. Ministry headquarters, the funding for MIRA's program is reduced, as you would have heard, from $2.5 million to $1.7 million. MIRA's will only hold one residential this year, focused on the 15 to 18-year-old age group, because we believe that a pound of prevention or an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we're looking to, intervene before we get to having to react to a manifestation of the dysfunctions that we are now seeing throughout our community in that age group that is just above that 15 to 18-year-old group. In youth, sport, and recreation, the after-school program budget will be reduced by $110,000 to $1.3 million. The program will be consolidated so that fewer schools are undersubscribed. We've determined from our due diligence and investigation that there are a few schools that are undersubscribed, so there are more care workers than there are students. So we're looking to consolidate, and within the proximity of the neighborhood of the school that is undersubscribed, we're looking to filter those children into a school that is more fully subscribed. And that's not going to impact a lot of schools. The grants to the Bermuda Cricket Board and Bermuda Football Association will be reduced by $200,000 and $200,000 and $750,000 respectively. Note that the BCB has received $9.2 million over the past 5 years, and the BFA received $6.7 million over the past 5 years. We will, however, continue to work with them to hopefully ensure that the programs aren't compromised to any greater degree than is necessary. Child and Family Service Psychoeducational Program reduced by $994,000 to $2.1 million. We'll determine how overseas services can help those most in need and look to engage local social service partners to assist where possible. We've seen that there's redundancies, and we've had a recent convening, the fourth convening of the social service agencies just recently, and during my remarks I suggested that there be a focus on a strategic continuum adopted by those agencies, so there's no redundancies where there are duplications of various agencies doing the same kind of thing or providing the same kind of services, and also duplication of government services that might be duplicated by those social service agencies. So they're looking to assist in identifying the best way forward with regard to a strategic continuum. Community and Cultural Affairs grants to several organizations reduced to about $450,000, inclusive of the Cultural Legacy Fund, which will be reduced to $75,000 this year from the former $200,000 allocation. So that is basically an oversight, and I will be open to answering to the best of my ability any particular question that you might have with regard to my ministry. And I will leave on this particular note because I think it is something that should resonate with all of us, especially resonating with our hearts, that the Ministry of Youth, Families, Sports, and Community Development is the social services engine of this island community. And I encourage all of you, and indeed all of our fellow citizens, to be even more humanely considerate of each other in ways that demonstrate genuine sensitivity, compassion, a shared sense of personal sacrifice, and a congenial spirit that lifts up our entire community, regardless of who we are or where we come from.